just for purposes, I'll be in charge until we put somebody in charge, if that's all right. It's our first meeting of the Animal Shelter Commission, which is advisory to the, with our new interlocal agreement that we signed this year with the county council on how we were going to do things and the commissioners. Through that agreement, it outlays this board, which is 6 people, 1 county councilman, 1 county commissioner, the sheriff, the police chief, a city councilman, and myself. So with that, this is kind of an organizational meeting to get started. I think everyone is here except for Charity Moore, and I don't know if she RSVP'd or not, but showing all 5 of us here other than that. With that, I think we should open up nominations to appoint a president and vice president. And I'd like to nominate Nathan Runnabum to be president and Denny Harold to be vice president. Is there any further nominations? Okay, is there a motion, hearing none, is motion to close nominations? Okay, and then a second for that? Denny? Or Chief?
Second.
Okay, we got a second. All in favor of closing nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the slate is Nathan Runnabum, president, Denny Harold, vice president. Is there a motion to approve that? Okay, and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Nathan, good luck.
Good. Well, I didn't have an agenda printed out because I didn't realize this was happening, so my apologies. Do we even have an agenda?
There isn't an agenda. This is more of an organizational fact. I mean, because I told the county council when I spoke before them earlier this year that we would make sure that we did these things. We're supposed to do them quarterly. Didn't get to it last quarter. I think the county council may not even got their appointments made till February or March. So it took a little while, and then I kind of slipped my mind. And so with that, we're here now. So.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll try to meet quarterly. This is our first meeting. And it's my understanding that we are doing the budgets roughly. I'm assuming you guys are doing your budgets as well for the city. Mayor?
Yeah, this has nothing to do.
What if we need to?
We don't do a budget through this process anymore. So the budget, you guys have one number to pay and you agreed to pay that number.
Okay.
And then it's agreed upon to go up 10% every year.
Okay.
So there's no budget. There's really nothing more this group will do than advise and talk about problems they foresee or things that we could change or how we do things.
Okay. I guess since we have no old business, we'll look at any kind of new business or any kind of ideas for the Shelby County Animal Shelter going forward.
So Billy Leffler is here, and I'd asked Billy last year to put together some numbers. Somebody had asked how many runs we do in the county versus how many we do in the city. And I believe he told me last year in 24, we had roughly 900 runs. And there were probably, what'd you say, 60% of them were in the city and 40% of them in the county.
Does anybody else have any kind of ideas for this new committee or suggestions, or how are things going so far with the city, county cooperation?
As far as I know Mr. Asher likes it because he doesn't have to argue every month with Amy, and Amy doesn't have to argue with him about how much money we're going to pay you per month, or how much money you're going to pay us per month, and going over dog food and spending and wasting time on those kind of things. So.
Mrs. Leffler, is there anything with the shelter that, the county commissioners or city commissioners could better assist you with, or?
Not that I can think of at this time. Like the mayor said, when I figured out the calls, there was roughly 154 calls last year we did in the city to the county. But as far as I can think of at this moment, no.
how is your, I guess the amount of animals you have in the shelter? Like, are you full? Are you about empty or?
Dogs were about half full, cats, I'm almost at capacity.
Uh-huh.
That running out of room for cats.
Sheriff, and you basically call them if there's some sort of report or something in the county, is that correct? Your
Yeah,
guys
we
do?
utilize their service frequently.
Mhm.
They're a big help to us. Matter of fact, first call this morning, we had a man down and we had to call them because the dog was very aggressive towards the sick individual. And they were responding. The man was able to get up and secure his dog before they got there, so we disregarded him.
Is there anything that the shelter needs that they're not?
That we need
Yes.
space.
Understood.
That's the big one, is the space.
Roughly how many, what's your capacity for dogs?
Full capacity would be 35 dogs.
As for cats?
That varies because we have one room. If we have a lot of kittens, we can put in, but I would say probably cats, 40, 45.
So when you say room, how much room are you talking? Like,
How much more would I need?
yeah,
I think the answer to that question is you build it, they'll come.
Yeah,
You know,
that's kind of what it is.
yeah.
what about like, oh, like something if you're non-domesticated, not your dogs or cats, do you ever get any of those kind of calls, as in horses,
We,
farm animal?
we get called out, so the county does a good job of getting the farm animals back in, but there have been times if there's horses or cows on the road, we go out and assist with placing them somewhere until we can find the owner. Usually what we'll do is, most of the farmers in the community are good. If they've got an open field, until we find the owner, they'll let us house them in their property.
And just how much staff do you guys have out there? Just you and,
7, one being part-time that cleans on the weekend. 6 full-time, 1 part-time. Volunteers. That I'm very grateful for.
does anybody else have, yes, comments?
Do you have the numbers for 2023 or prior to 2024?
No, we switched, when I took over, we switched to a new system. I can try, but the system we had was more of an in-house built system. I could try to pull those numbers.
As compared to this year, you know where your numbers are?
Not without looking. I'd say it's probably close to the same.
And I know you and I have spoken about some issues with people being up on the property after the hours. Has that curtailed?
I haven't noticed anything. I did speak with the mayor and I'm looking at different security cameras to get for the building.
What are your guys' hours of operation? Like if somebody lost a dog, you know what I mean, they go to the shelter, see if it's been turned in or whatever.
Monday through Thursday, 10:30 to 4:30. Fridays we close at 5. Or 4, I'm sorry. Fridays we close at 4.
Close Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. Our staff is there till 5, but we close the doors at 4:30. But if there's an emergency or somebody calls ahead or we see somebody in the parking lot, we go out and see what they need.
Could you just briefly describe if someone wants to adopt an animal, the procedure?
So they come to the shelter, if they find a dog, let's say that fits, if they have another dog, we require they bring their animal to the shelter. We do a meet greet to make sure they get along. If that goes well, they fill out the application. We then booster, deworm, put flea meds and microchip the animal. If they rent a house, I call the landlord to make sure the landlord's good with them having the animal. If all that checks out, they take the animal home that day.
Do you ever do any kind of comparisons from Shelby County versus neighboring counties on how we compare? Run wise, population, overcrowding, anything like that?
I've been to Johnson County. That's the only shelter I've been to is Johnson County's. I think our shelter might be about the same size as theirs. I think last I heard, they may be getting a new shelter. Obviously, they've got a larger population than we do. But animal wise, I think we're in better shape than they are with what they have in their shelter compared to us. And I think some of that is we do our owner relinquishes by appointment only, so we can kind of control the numbers to what's coming in, so we don't get overcrowded. And I think that has helped. I think we're one of the few counties around here that do that. I think a lot of counties, you just walk in and you can relinquish your animal, which is causing a lot of the overcrowding. But right now, I looked today, I think it's November 1st is our next available appointment. We have an animal, if not two, coming in every day between now and November 1st. For owner relinquishes.
So like, they're like, we can't keep a dog. They couldn't bring it to you till after November 1st.
If it's an emergency, we
Mhm.
have what we call an emergency relinquish, like if the dog is aggressive and it's biting their family, I'm not gonna make them hold on to it till November. But if it's just, we don't want the dog anymore, or we don't want, schedule that out. I'd say about 95% of the time, people understand once we explain why we're doing that, they're okay with it.
So how are they getting rid of their dogs or cats or whatever? They're just hanging on to them until November? Anything else with this, this council, or how can we be of assistance? I mean, that's, the purpose of this, I believe, is to help cooperation between the city, county, and you know, to make Shelby County and Shelby County Animal Shelter, a better place. So, if there's something you can do or something you need from us, or, and just cooperation between all these entities, just know, or
Said space would be a big one, obviously, but I know that's easier said than done. The only other thing would be maybe one more animal control officer. But I know there's a lot that goes into that as well.
board members, do you guys have any other discussion? Questions, concerns? Yeah.
I know that animal outreach, they're not associated with them. Yeah, we'll say the Lincoln. She does a trap and release program.
Somebody comes into the shelter and said,
Yes.
So I'm saying, go down to try to capture and.
If they get a, like, if they go to Roll King, if they can buy a trap, I guess yes. If they can paint it something, my guy will go get it. Take them at that point. Before I started here, they got rid of the trapping. So we can't set the trap, but if somebody in the neighborhood sets a trap, they get a cat, they can bring it into us, we'll take it.
My biggest concern. are people who keep this pregnant. She's pregnant, they're dropping her off the shelf. Yeah, so is there anything you can do?
We can give people, there's a low-cost clinic that we work with for spay neuter. We can give them the number to that low-cost clinic. Don't quote me on the price, but it's around $100 to get a cat spayed or neutered through them. And they do the pickup and drop off at the Roll Key parking lot.
Places I've seen. Don't make it happen. So I think it's ask for the kids because they're kids. They're not thinking of the things that. So I was just thinking. As a community, try. There's massive places, that have lots of cats.
I've talked with Johnson County. Johnson County has the same problem. I think it's just everywhere. And I think it is what you said. They get them as a kitten, and then when they're no longer cute and fluffy, they're throwing them out. Yeah.
When people come to adopt, are you adopting them? Are they allowed, are they going out spayed or neutered before they're being released from the shelter?
The majority are, yes. What we do, we set them up and we pay for the spay neuter. We set them up with that low-cost clinic. We pay for that. All they have to do is take them and drop them off as part of our contract, and we get the paperwork back confirming that has been done. And if they don't, we do call them, and if they refuse to do it, I will go get the animal. A lot of ours are because we partner with Vet Tech Institute, and they do all the vetting free of cost for us. So when we get the animals back, they have a clean bill of health. They've been spayed, they've been neutered, they've had their rabies vaccination, everything up to it.
Have we ever looked into like having vets come in, like say rent out area at the Shelby County Fairgrounds and bring in vets and then people can bring their animals here as a spay neuter day and then,
That, we have that every now and then.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on the name. A lot of people call it the neuter scooter. We use the FOP for that. And when they call us and say they're coming, we advertise it and they fill up every single time.
They do the same thing at Rural King occasionally. But there's people that utilize that organization also.
Mayor, this is a random thought. But I know like in like in Arizona and different places, they actually have a tax they put on residents if they have an animal that is not spayed or neutered. If that animal will be used for breeding or it's like basically an income producing, like a special, so that way it helps cut down on the population. You have to show proof that your animal that you have at your resident is spayed or neutered. If it's not spayed or neutered, then you have to pay an extra, some sort of property tax or a tax that the city or county put on because it's an income producing animal, which ultimately would help cut down on, your cost and your. Does that make sense?
I think the county should pass that right away. Kidding. I mean, I understand what you're saying. It would be very hard to prove in the city because all
I get
someone's
it.
gonna say is, well, that's not my cat. It would be, it'd be more of a bear to end, I guess, easy to pass, but how do you enforce
How do
it?
you, man? I get it. Yeah.
It would be hard to do because no one's gonna say, well, yeah, that's my cat that has those 6 kittens, and then you've got to pay a tax. Yeah, but it's not a bad idea. But enforcement would be a bear on that.
Yeah. They did. No. Any other comments, audience? Members of the board?
Nope.
Good. Hearing none, I'm having a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You part of the ambulance